Hey everybody, I'm Julie Golob. Welcome to my kitchen, and today I'm going to show you how to process the backstrap of a deer and make some super yummy steaks. I got a lot of questions about how to process deer, and a lot of you are nervous about doing it on your own. So I thought today I would put together a little video of me processing the backstrap of a white-tailed doe. Now, processing your own meat can be quite a daunting task if you've never done it before. And so I'd like to suggest that people start with a backstrap first. And it's easy to remove off of an animal yourself, and you have complete and total control not only of what goes in the freezer and how it's gone into the freezer, but what goes on your plate too. It's the least complicated of the entire process, if you will. You can save the roasts, the jerky, the sausage, the burgers, all of that stuff. You can still take that stuff to your local processor and have them deal with it, but you can take some of the best meat off of the animal and cut it up yourself with just a few bowls, a cutting board, and a nice sharp knife. It also helps if you have a vacuum sealer to really seal in that freshness so that you don't risk any freezer burn, because that doesn't really taste good, but you can totally do this. So let's get started. What I have in my refrigerator is two beautiful backstraps. They have been aging for about 8 to 10 days in a wet aging process in plastic bags after I washed them and removed a lot of the excess fat and, of course, any hair. And now I'm getting ready to slice them up on the counter. Now, what's really cool about processing your own meat is you have complete and total control over what goes in your belly and what goes in the freezer. You can control the thickness of the steak. You can control the portion size that goes into your packaging. You have a lot of options, which is really nice. Okay, so you've seen me cut up my back straps here on the time lapse, and I basically cut them into about a little bit over 1 inch thick. That's how we kind of like our steaks, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful piece of meat, each individual one. At the beginning, I cut off the sections that were not so perfect for steaks, and I put them in a separate bowl. Now, this means this is going to be prime cut, so if you ever want to do any sort of cubed dish with really tender meat, little bites of steak, you definitely want to save that and keep it a set to the side because this is prime cut. This is the backstrap, so you really want to make it count. Don't save that for burger. So the other thing that we're going to tackle next is that anytime you notice a little bit of hair that you may have missed in your washing process, you want to make sure you definitely get that off before you package this up. And then I'm going to take my knife and I'm going to remove any of the obvious big chunky fat and then this really thick layer on the back of the back strap here, and you can kind of see it. It's a silvery looking, it's kind of really thick. That isn't so tasty. It's not something you really want to bite into when you're having a steak. So I'm going to cut all that off, I'm going to trim it up, and then I'll be ready to package them up. So we have a beautiful bowl of steaks. We have a little bit of scraps here, which makes for great pet food. You want this? Okay, here you go. And then, of course, this is all of the stuff that couldn't be made into a steak, but is still prime cut that you can cut up into smaller portions and use wisely. Next, I like to portion out the meat as I'm going to put it into my vacuum sealed packages. This just makes it a whole lot easier. I also pre-cut and write out the information about the type of meat that I'm packaging and any other type of code. BS is backstrap and whitetail doe. Yeah, off of a deal. Yeah, the reason I love processing my deer on my own is that I have complete. Hey,